And he lived at that last place where we stopped, where I said the people lived there, close to the road there. He lived there, and he was a prayer leader, and he would and funerals and stuff like that, he would do the prayer. It was no priest.
Do you remember his name?
Who?
The prayer leader.
Oh, no. No, I don't remember. But, yeah, I think that I don't remember his name. But anyway, that's about it, I think. Unless you got something else. Okay. Now we're standing now at where when I was a kid we did the farming, all of the farming in this area. We planted beans, or pink beans across there, or just over just about to kind of rise there, that thing, all that's, and to water the beans, there's kind of a, I guess you call it aqueduct or something. Anyway, it was all made with the, dug all the way back maybe a mile or maybe 3/4 of a mile up there. It was all gravity flow all the way back and down up to there, and then right on top of that hill there, it went across that way like that, and then they'd use that water to irrigate the beans. And this area right in here was an orchard. This area right here you're looking at, that was our orchard. Then there used to be an apricot tree over there, an old apricot tree. And then over, you can't see it from here, but there's a parcel of land, that's a sliver of land where that sycamore tree is to the west there. All that was under wheat. And then the houses that lived in originally, I saw parts of it when I first was old enough to remember. It's right across there. There's a creek there, and it's on the other side of the creek. And then to the left of that, there's how they harvested the wheat was it's a big area which it was flat and hard. It was graded, I mean, it worked by hand, made it flat. And then you use the scythe to cut the wheats, and then you bring them in bundles. And then they scatter that bundles of wheat all around this flat area. And then they would tether the horse, and put a stake in the middle of this round thing, and then tether the horse onto that. Then this horse would go around and around and around over the wheat. Then they'd keep feeding the wheat under where the horse goes. And that's the way they thrashed the wheat. That was in the morning. In the afternoon, the prevailing winds would be from the west. And then they would have one of these baskets, these big, you've probably seen them, these flat baskets. And then they'd go down there and scoop that stuff up, and then they would hold it up there and they shake it. And then the wind would blow the husk away, and then the wheat would pile up there, and they keep doing that all just to get it all done. Then they put the wheat in sacks. They did that to sell the wheat, and that was quite a project. I mean, that poor horse would go round and round and round, not going anywhere. But he did the job. That's one of the things we did. And then the corn, our corn that we planted is over the hill here. That's why she wants me to go over the hill.
Okay.
Over the hill here, and there's a road that goes over the thing. You'll probably see the irrigation ditch. I'm talking the aqueduct part of the thing when you get back over in there. And this is where we'd camp. That's why I said that tree might be done, because it used to be a big tree then. We used to camp under that. We didn't live here. We came down here in summer to do the farming. And then we'd we thrashed the beans. That's enough beans there to last us the rest of the winter.
What kind of beans, Dad?
Pink beans. That's what we did. And then so we stayed here, and also while they were here, my dad and two brothers, they would cut wood back over in there and then sell the wood. And one time, the man that came to get the wood, he got the wood and he left me the money to give to my dad. And I don't know what made me do this, the comical part of this thing. They said a silver dollar in there. So I wanted to shoot a hole through the silver dollar. So I put the silver dollar by the ways away so I can see it. And I shot, and naturally I didn't hit it in the middle, I hit it in the edge, and the thing disappeared. So back that way somewhere there's a silver dollar. And that was big money in those days. A dollar was a big money. And all those CCID projects I was talking about, they paid us $1 a day. Not $1 an hour, but $1 a day. And that was hard work. So you can appreciate, at least I appreciate the dollar, even today. So that's what we used to do to survive.
Which one of your brothers cut the wood back there?
Jack and Adolf.
They were your older brothers?
Yeah.
What were the name of the families that lived down there again? The names of the families that lived down there?
Huh?
What were the names of the families that lived over there across the creek you were telling us?
Juan de la Cruz.
Juan de la Cruz.
Yeah, they lived across the way up there on the side of the hill there, right across that way. That was one family that lived there.
And the other one? The other guy that lived over there, what was his name?
Well, we'll see that when we go back. There's another site back there where Capistrano lived. Capistrano lived back there. That's across from the graveyard, almost due north. And that's all I could think of up here. This was our plot of land back here.
Did you help in the planting, Dad? Did you help?
I was so little, I don't know what that planting was.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I didn't. I didn't help.
Did you eat? Did you eat the most of the food you ate? What did you guys grow it yourselves?
The beans. The beans.
Or would you go to a store or something to get food?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we were camped here, we didn't go out much. You know, towards the end, there was we had Model Ts, and we could come down, drive down here. We didn't have the wagon. That's.
You camped here, but you didn't live here during the harvest?
No, we just during the harvest season. Then we'd go back to Descanso. That's where we.
So do you remember running around here?
Yeah.
Because when you were little, you couldn't walk.
I wasn't that little.
So how little was it when your legs got good?
Well, I don't know. But this one here, I was old enough to shoot that silver dollar. So, anyway. I guess that's about it. We go out. I don't think you want to take any pictures over the hill. You might, because there's nothing back there really.
I want to talk from my own personal thing about your not being able to walk.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Did you have polio?
I don't know. I don't know, all I remember is paralyzed down from the waist down. But that was, we weren't here then, we was in El Cajon, I think. No, Hamul, in Hamul. But I don't know how long I was like that. I don't know that.
And how did you get cured?
I don't know. There was an Indian lady who was supposed to be a medicine lady. She worked on my foot. And one day when they came home, I was standing, they said. We got the water to water the beans, like I said, and there's this kind of that little aqueduct goes down there by them trees, and it goes around there where them other trees are way over there, and then there's a canyon back there. That's where this road goes back that way and comes back out that way. And then it goes maybe another quarter mile or further up the river. That's where they pick the water up. And the gravity flows all the way down through this little aqueduct down there, and it comes back around here, and then kind of sweeps around back there where we were at a while ago. And that's how they got the water in there. And usually in the hot part of the summer, that's where we saw that water running. Usually dries up during the afternoon when it gets hot. But the water will flow again early in the morning. That's when my dad would have to, may he rest in peace, he would have to get up early in the morning and start watering because the water will give out about noon to dry up. So that does it every day. The water runs and dries up. And that was all brush back there, so we never did farm that. Didn't farm this either, just down there and then back across the way.
What did you do with the crops that were left over that you didn't need?
Huh?
What did you do with the crops that were left over that you didn't need?
What do you mean? Because there was never left over. It was a big family. No, there was no. You used all of it, every bit of it. Could use more after that, you know. But if you believe in a good Lord, that's all clay. That's that area where we planted the beans. It's all red clay, like. And when they planted the beans, they only came out about so high. But that thing would be loaded with beans. Every plant would be loaded with beans. I mean, they were really loaded. So we got a lot of beans out of there.
So you picked it and bagged it, and did you the fruit? Did you put your mother or grandma put it in jars?
So
or
I
what?
think you mean how do they trash it? They trash it with, they put like a canvas type thing, and then you hit it with a stick. You hit it with a stick.
And then after you finish, you put it in bags to take it? How did you take it?
Yeah, put it in bags, sacks.
And what about the fruit?
Oh, the fruit would end while we were here. I mean, we'd eat it up.
They didn't can it?
No way we canned it down here.
What kind of fruit trees were they?
Huh?
What kind of fruit trees were they?
Peach,
Peach.
and apricot.
Tastes good?
Huh?
It tastes good? The peaches and apricot taste good?
Yeah, but in those days anything tastes good. Because
Did you go hunting, or did your brothers go hunting for the meat, or what?
no, we didn't have much of meat. We just ate rice and beans. And talking about hunting, there was a fire in here at one time. The fire had burnt. Oh, I could almost see that spot over there. It burnt all around there, except there was a big spot left there beside the thing. It burnt all around, and there was kind of an island left there. And this Capistrano that lived down there, he came over here to me one time we was here. And he said, come on with me. We go, I think he had a slingshot or something like that. And we went up there, and that island is full of rabbits. I never saw so many rabbits in my life, you know. And they couldn't run out. You can walk around there, and they're just running. They go into the burned area, and they'd run back into the brush. And he killed a couple or three of them. And then I think it was about 3 days later, I said, well, I'll go back up there and see. I went back up, there's nothing up there.
Oh.
They done found out there's a way out. Lots of rabbits. I mean, lots of them. So I guess they all went into that area in there and they got saved. Otherwise, there'd been a lot of roasted rabbits.
You guys didn't eat deer meat?
No.
Just rice and beans.
Yeah, right.
No, he didn't eat it. The other guy ate it.
Did anybody else use the aqueduct, or was it just your family?
No, just my family, because it ends right there. It ends right there. Most of them living downstream did the same thing. That's the only way they irrigate their